Hello there, and welcome back to my channel. I'm doing I was about to say quick video, but it's not gonna be a quick video, but I was just kind of in the mood. I don't really got all of my software here with me, so you'll have to excuse the camera quality being subpar, the whole layout and everything not really being on par with what I usually do. Not that what I usually do is that great, but this is significantly worse. However, seeing as Sanremo will happen tomorrow night, like the actual final, there will be a result. I just want to talk more about Sanremo before it happens. And I figured how to do that is basically I'm gonna do a classic old tier list where I put out all of the songs, how I feel about them, just brief comments about all of the songs, place them out on this table here with the seven categories among the greatest, fantastic, really great, solid, I like it, but not for me, and what happened here. And yeah, there are 30 songs. I'm gonna try and be as brief as possible. You can see all of them down here. I'm not gonna take them one by one like this. I'm actually gonna move from the bottom and work my way up because I've kind of created a list that I want to kind of stick with and just go like up and go for the songs I like more and more and more. The thing is though, with Sanremo this year, I kind of love, not love, but I kind of like everything. So there's not going to be anything down in what happened here. I mean, I love Sanremo, and this year, I gotta say that I've been listening to the playlist all week, like just looping the songs, loving every second of it, in complete Sanremo hype mood, and yeah, I'm just excited to talk more about the songs. I have talked about them a bunch already, but I'm just gonna keep talking about them. And I gotta say, all of these click with me, possibly excluding one. So I think we should just get right into it. I'm gonna start sorting these, and I gotta say I like all of these. However, there is one that maybe I will put in the not for me category. That would be, sorry, I got the names of all of the songs and stuff here on the side. The song Governo Punk by Bunker 44, I think they're supposed to be called. It's BNKR 44. This is the song that I've kind of come back to and just realized like it's simply not for me. I can see what they're going for. I can appreciate the effort here. I can admire that it gives variation to the selection, but it's just a song that doesn't really click with me. I never really come back to it. I think it's a song that really wants to have a lot of energy and it's pretty chaotic on stage as well. But it just doesn't feel like it's just feels like there's chaos without a plan to it. It's all out energy. I don't really feel the drive of the music is actually there. The instrumental doesn't sound as strong as I want it to be. It's a song that wants to have drive in it, but I just don't click with it. I think it's a bit of a feeble attempt to really have something engaging and captivating in that sense. So this one's never really stuck with me. The chorus has a little bit of a catchy tone to it, but it's also very static melodically, so I haven't really clicked with it, and that is, I think, why I would put it in the not for me category personally. But if you like it, all the more power to you. It's just not for me, simple. I'm gonna move on to a song that I gotta say, this one is probably the most frustrating song in the selection. If we exclude its chorus, it'd be in my top 10, I think, because the verses are brilliant. The build up is superb, how the music is just cut out and the vocals really carried through. In case you can't figure, like, in case you can't tell already, it's gonna be Click Boom by Rose Villain. I gotta say, it's obviously I like it, but because the chorus that this song has is a complete letdown, in my opinion. It is monotonous. It is underwhelming. It kills all of the kind of emotional delivery that the song actually is built up to. Maybe there's a point to it. I obviously don't speak Italian, so maybe the purpose of the song is to kind of present this feeling of something completely different, contrasting will happen in the chorus. But I feel like I'm just loving every second of it, especially in that bridge leading into the chorus where the vocals really just shine. I think she's great. But then the chorus comes in, it's monotonous, it's pretty flat, and just really uninteresting and repetitive to me. So I can't really get behind that one. And if I were to make a ranking, that would be number 29 out of 30. And just slightly above it, I would say that this is probably, I won't go as far and put it in solid. It is probably pretty solid, but I just have minor gripes with the song Vi, which I'm going to put 28th, which might be a hot take. I do not know. However, I feel like Vi is a song that just doesn't really work for me because I think it's overly repetitive. The guitar pattern throughout the song is just completely like so on loop that it's kind of does my head in all honesty. I find there's an uplifting energy to the song. I find it charming because of it. I think the performance was pretty good as well when he performed it, Alpha here. Um, but it's just too much of the same thing being looped over and over again that I can't really connect with it. So a little bit of both on that one. And yeah, I think we'll move on to the solid songs now. I think there are a few of these. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of songs in the top few categories here because I love Sanremo. But in solid, I will put the first ballad, I guess, which will be, I'm going to get the title right, Finiscimi by San Giovanni. This is a song that I kind of felt was really pleasant. It was quite pretty, sung decently well as well. He had a good presence about him, but it's just not a song that's stuck in here, and that I can't really help that. Um, it's melodically not that interesting to me. Even though the pretty atmosphere it has and it's soft and it moves forward quite nicely, I just can't really see myself seek it out and really remember it all that well compared to so many other ballads in the selection, which I just found to be superior. So I gotta put Finishi Me down here, place 27 if you like, and not far above it. I would go for another ballad. One that I did like quite a bit more actually though, because I found there was something in the melody of Tutto Qui by Gazelle that I kind of liked. I think the melody here was very pretty, and there is just something in his voice that sometimes I really like it, and sometimes it just kind of doesn't evoke anything in me, I guess. But overall, it just feels like a very pleasant listening experience altogether. It's staged pretty decently. I'm not a big fan of the whole sunglasses thing because I don't feel like I could connect with him. Um, but melodically, I'm very fond of it, honestly. So I can get behind that one. But in Sanremo, it's gotta be to place number 26 because 25 other songs just spoke to me more, I guess. And one of those, which I will put in place number 25 then, will be I'm just going to find it here. It's called Pazza. It's this one by Loredana Porte. I think I've written here. I hope that's right. Which, like, this song actually gives me such a like a little bit of a Swedish feeling, which is probably completely incorrect because I would assume that the Swedish songs of a certain age have taken inspiration from the Italian ones that are prior to them. But there's just a vibe about this that feels like with the chord intervals, how it moves, the descending melody, it just has a very nostalgic tone to me in terms of just how Swedish. Um, Basically, we call it dansband music was made. It's more rocky here, like they have electric guitars, distortion, and a lot of energy in it. But it's just something about the songwriting here. It could have just as well been a Swedish dance band song if you listen to it melodically and arrangement wise, which I find kind of charming. However, though, it's not really a song that I seek out. This one, and especially not like in studio cut. I usually just don't really care for it all that much. I understand she's a big thing in Italy, so I hope that everyone who likes her liked this song as well. But it's just not something that I think that I'll take with me really, and that's all there is to it. Still solid though. I don't mind it at all, but I think the others are just slightly more for me, I guess. And one of those will be the song by Giolier, which I'll try to find. Here he is, with the song in the Neapolitan. Sorry, I can't speak. It's called Ipeme tu pete, which is a pretty catchy song. In all honesty, I wasn't really sold on the whole performance of it because I think the vocals kind of the layering of the vocals made it sound like it clashed just a little bit, which just kind of took me out of it a little bit, I guess. And the song isn't really something that's usually up my alley. I found it just engaging. It's pretty. It has a pretty good drive to the beat. I'd say the instrumental is actually quite addictive, I would say, and it has vocal melodies here and there that I find rather smooth and pleasant and enjoyable. But as an overall experience, I feel like once the song is over, I just like, yeah, that was pretty good, but not something that I will really remember all too much compared to other songs. And especially there are other songs within a similar style that I just think are more catchy, I guess. And that's really all it comes down to here, I'd say. It's still a decent package altogether, and I quite enjoy it. I will always seek out and listen to it. Like I will always listen to it if it comes up in the playlist. No way I'm skipping it. But that's also the case for so many other songs here. So I'll put it in place number 24. That would be. And in 23, a song with a similar kind of story about it, I guess, is Apnea by Emma. I'm gonna try and find her here. It's a bit tricky. I think that would be her. There we go. I'll put that in solid as well. This is a song with like the instrumental hook of the chorus here. I find it so odd the first time I heard it, but still kind of charming. I did enjoy it. I like the energy of it. I think vocally it's done pretty well, and I like her character on stage as well. It's all around just, solid, pretty good. Um, but again, not really the song that I return to. So it doesn't really have that intense drive that I think it maybe could have had. It's not really that dynamic. It's just more one thing altogether, pleasant, enjoyable, and once it's over, it's over. I don't really need to go back to it after that. One listen is good, and then I'll listen to something else, and then 10 songs later, I can listen to it again. But not something that I just really am excited about, I guess. But it's pretty good. Um, Something that is also pretty good is the song. Let's see where it is. This one, actually, I really like this song. It's called Casa Mia by El. No, not El. By Gali, which this song I actually find very very memorable. It has this whole part in the middle with the blue 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 molto più blue or something like that. That's just so catchy because it's so instant in its rhythm. It's very distinct and it's kind of sing along friendly because of that. The instrumental of the song is very effective. It has energy and also utilizes pauses quite well. It's structured quite nicely. And I love what they're doing on stage, like with the colors and the lighting. It's splendid and just really fun. The one thing that I kind of took with me is that I find the performance to be a little bit introvert, which I guess takes something away from it. It could add a layer of charm to the package, but for me, it also I distance myself from it because I can't really connect with it. Even though I like the presentation of it, I just don't really see myself really connecting with him as a performer and with the song as a whole. It doesn't really engage me as much as some other songs. Even though it's catchy, it's memorable, it has fun ideas in there. It's just not all out with the actual kind of compelling tone to it, I guess. And that's kind of what's holding it back just a little bit for me. Still, that would be a place number 22 in this selection, and I'm very positive about it. So that's saying something. I'm going to be positive about the next one as well. I'm going to put it in solid as well because I, I don't want to put too many songs at the very top. Song number 21, ranked number 21 in my list, will be Mariposa. You can see it right here. This one just got me dancing the first time I heard it. It's very, very addictive. It's fun. It has the right approach to it. It really wants to be inviting. It gets the audience involved with it as well. She's a charismatic performer, and the instrumental of it is very, very engaging, I would say. I would like to move along with the beat of it. I can find myself dancing to this very easily. I think the chorus is very simple yet effective, and that's just a fun part of it. I think it's a fun altogether. It's not overly complex or interesting from an arrangement perspective or songwriting wise, but it's there and it's there to be enjoyable, and I'm definitely content with that. So I'll put that in solid above 9 other songs. So that's my if you'd like to call it, this is my bottom 10. While I don't really consider any of it like bottom 10 worthy if it was a different selection. But now it's Sanremo, and it is what it is. I'll move on to I think I'm gonna put maybe one more. Let's put one more in solid. Yeah, one more I think we're gonna put. Where are they? There they are. This is Renga Nek. Renga and Nek. I don't know how they want to be classified, but they sing the song Pazzo di Te, which I found to be a very convincing ballad. It's very well structured. I feel like it's very fulfilling towards the end when the final chorus kicks in. The instrumental takes over. I like how the orchestration really works with them in this song, and I think their vocal delivery is very strong. Just a very professionally executed package altogether. The song doesn't really do anything melodically that's too remarkable. Arrangement wise, it's just competent. But I just feel like the overall feeling that I receive from the song when listening to it, it's just um, rewarding, I guess, and fulfilling, and that's quite enjoyable for me. So I do like that aspect of it. I think this is a very nice and neat song altogether. Doesn't do anything extraordinary, but just very enjoyable for me, I would say. Now that we're so far into it, I'll actually zoom in a little bit so you can see it a bit clearer. I think that's better. Sorry for not doing that before. I should have, but one can always make mistakes, I guess. All right, welcome back. I cut out some parts of me just editing the overall look here, just to kind of make it more neat as a video. We were on solid. I've talked about 11 songs so far. Let's go into the really great category. I think it's time, and I'm gonna start with the song that I rank in place number 19, then, which will be "Fragili" by Il Tre. And as a performance, this one is all right. As a song, it's all right, but there's just something about this chorus that really hits me. I love the way that it flows into the chorus, and I think the melody just hits just right. It's a very pleasant melody. It utilizes these long notes of fragili at a very effective way. I feel myself singing along to it, even though I can't speak Italian to save my life. I can shout along to Fragili and I can enjoy doing it. And I just love that kind of release that the song has during those choruses. I think it's very um, and it evokes a feeling in me that I really want to be a part of the song, and I want to feel the same emotion as Il Tre here is presenting with the song. So I found that very enjoyable. I think it's a really great song, truly, specifically in terms of its melody. Um, and I guess another song that I consider really great. I'm just gonna try and find it. It should be here. Here it is. This one is called Fino a Qui by Alessandra Amoroso, which is a song that I think would have benefited from being, of course, not in Sanremo, I guess, because in Sanremo this one sounds similar to a lot of the other ballads. Of course, it's still very competent. It's very strong. She is a wonderful performer, I think. But as a ballad within Sanremo, it doesn't really stand out as much. Even though I think it's very beautifully written, it has a pretty flow, um, strong melody to it. Although maybe not the most memorable melody, but still a very fulfilling and rewarding melody to it, which I think she delivers with a raw emotion that's very compelling. And I think everything just is really great about it. It's just that there are 17 other songs that I also consider to be really great and potentially even superior to it. It's just 17 other songs that I come back to more than this one. This is not like an earworm or anything like that. It's very, very convincing for the 3 minutes that it is. It's pleasant to listen to at any time for me, and it really just evokes some kind of emotion in me. I think it's very immersive as well, but it just maybe just doesn't have that replayability to me. And even though I really enjoy it for the 3 minutes or 4 minutes or whatever it is that it's playing, I'm kind of satisfied after that, and then I move on to potentially a song like what should we say, Onda Alta maybe, which is the song that I've ranked in 17th by Dargen D'Amico, which obviously this song I love the instrumental drive that it has. Like that opening verse when the beat kicks in, it's very very effective, and it's really just this kind of enjoyable feeling to it. The song never really progresses into a part that I feel like, oh, here comes the release. Here it's very fulfilling, but I don't think that was really the purpose of it either. I think the purpose here is just for Dargan here to entertain everyone, and he's doing that with his performance. It's a song that he's intended to perform, and he does that with a lot of charisma, character, personality, dressed up in his teddy bear suit, and just invites everyone for a good show, and I can't fault that in any regard. I can also listen to the song at any time. I think it does very fun things throughout. It starts in a very epic and anthemic way, and then this instrumental beat kicks in. That's more, just engaging, pulsating, and the song takes a few twists and turns here, but at the core of everything, it's just for him to be a performer, and I really have a lot of fun with the performance. I've watched it several times and love it every time. So that will be the song in 17. Really great, I would say. The song in 16th place is also really great. Might be a controversial take, I do not know, but Tuta Gold, sorry, by Mahmood is my song in 16th place. This is really great. Love the dynamics as always from Mahmood. I was of course one of these people who absolutely adored Prividi, and I'm more up. to like that vibe. I really thought he nailed that. It was very fitting for his voice, I think. Um, I've enjoyed a fair bit of Mahmood's music as well. I love the song Barrio, and this one is kind of in the same vein as that, I would say. It's playful, it's dynamic, it has a very catchy hook to it. I think the song flows quite like I'm not going to say predictably, but I think the song has a very static flow to it, and that is also one of the things that I kind of had an issue with when it came to Barrio. That the song is very up and down. It's static. It just utilizes abrupt transitions all the time. However, what makes up for it though is that when the song is really in full gear or full speed and really delivers these hooks, it's too catchy. But I think like the song is too broken up to really have this overarching enjoyable feeling to it. It's very fun, and then it chops up, and then you kind of need to get back into the groove of it, and that's really what holds it back for me. I think he's great. I think the song has a wonderful production to it. I think the song is very catchy, memorable, dynamic. But it's just the structure, I guess, that holds it back just slightly. And that is why, well, it's only place number 16, which could be seen as very low, of course, but that's where I put it. Um, in place number 15, I've gone for Ricci e Poveri, which is the the man and the woman in the big bow tie, or yeah, whatever you'd like to call it, with the song. Excuse me while I read this. Ma non tutta la vita, which is of course just a fun package altogether. It's a very catchy song. I love the instrumental of it. I think they have the most wonderful both chemistry and personality on stage. They really invite the audience. They make it a fun time for everyone, and I just love that. It's just I just appreciate everything about it. It's not a song that I typically listen to, and it's not something that I return to very often in terms of its genre or style. But I just have a blast for the 3 minutes they perform it, and then I can't fault anything about that. So really great. Thank you, Ricci Poveri, for competing with this. You put a smile on my face and probably a lot of other people as well. In 14th, let's keep with the really great songs. I would say that the song Ricominciano Tutto by Necramaro is really great. It starts off very interestingly because he obviously has a very unique voice to him. But what I feel when this song really just works for me, I feel very overwhelmed towards the end of the song because I think like when this countdown comes in towards the end and the instrumental completely takes over for the final chorus, that's just one of these moments that actually gives me chills. I think it's so beautifully arranged. I think the soundstage comes across so well. The instrumentation is superb. It just has this stellar sound behind it that feels glossy, feels impactful, feels emotionally loaded as well. And I think that's just really beautiful. The staging as well works in tandem with that. And everything just becomes really great. It takes a while to get going, but once it actually kicks in, I just feel such a release from the song. And I feel very content and satisfied once it's over, and that's always a very good sign. So, really great song, that one as well. Another, I feel like, are we moving into the fantastic category? I think we are. Let's go. I'm going to start with La Noia here. Place number 13, this will be Angelina Mango with one of the most addictive songs, I'd say. It's all out energy, it's all out intensity, it's fun, it's playful. The production quality is superb. I mean, it's Stardust. We know that it will be superb. I like the dynamics in it. Instrumentation wise, it's very fun. It's not something that I'm very familiar with, and that's a good sign. Um, it is a little bit, I guess, too reliant on its hook, being very reliant on the instrumental, and then just the vocal really saying La Noia sparsely throughout. And I guess that's kind of what just I think there's just a lack of melody in there in the chorus that just kind of holds it back this much from being like something that I completely adore. Uh, or what am I saying? I actually already adore it, but something that I think is just at the very top. This is fantastic to me. I love every second that it is. I think the performance is great. I think she's a wonderful performer on stage. She really drags everyone in, and yeah, it's fantastic. It really is. I just see myself returning to the other songs more. I guess that's all it is, really. In 12th place, I will put a song that obviously is so far up my alley that I might, you could consider me biased or whatever for putting it in 12th. But I love listening to Autodistruttivo, I think it's called, by Lassad. I think they put on a very good performance. I like how their vocals combine. I think they have a wonderful, like, just sound altogether, how they work with each other. But really, what sells it is the hook that this song has, the instrumental that it packs. Um, Melodically, it's stunning, and I love these kind of pop punk arrangements that it has. It goes all out. It doesn't hold anything back. And I mean, I just love having a song like this within the Italian language as well. It sounds fantastic to me. I love every second of it, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. So thank you, Lesad, for giving me this proper beauty of a or beauty this proper banger, I guess. In 11th, I would put a song that, like, studio cut wise, I would probably put this a bit higher, but Big Mama here had just a slightly shaky performance from the first night of Sanremo. I haven't watched the other ones, so you'll have to excuse me there. But vocally, it wasn't superb or like just this overwhelming, just flawless performance that I think a lot of the other vocalists had. So I'll just drag her down to 11th place because of that. Because this song is very strong pop song. It has a driving instrumental that just has the energy nailed down to a T. I think the beat is very driving, forceful. There's a great flow in the melody. There's a great flow structure wise throughout the song as well. I feel like it's very fulfilling. It's utilizing pausing well throughout the song. It's just very enjoyable and catchy and memorable. And I think, like, within this genre of music, it I guess it doesn't stand out too much, but it's just all out enjoyable throughout the whole thing and very catchy and memorable. I can put it on any time and just enjoy the hell out of it. So I love that part of it. I'll put it in 11th, as I said before, due to, I think, the performance just holds it back just slightly, but it's such a minor thing. Top 10 time, and we're 27 minutes into this video. Let's go through the top 10. These are my 10 favorite songs. You can see them at the bottom right now. In 10th place, I will start with Il Volo here with Capolavoro. I never remember the title, but I definitely remember them, and I remember the performance they gave. The harmonies are out of this world, as we can expect. I love the fact that the instrumental is so grand, but it's still kind of being put at the back compared to them, because they are even grander. It's more huge with their vocals, and everything feels so bombastic, almost over the top. But I think everything is just nailed to perfection in terms of its actual impact and delivery that it has. It's all out emotion. It's all out grandness, and it just works for me. I guess I'm the correct audience for it to really work. So I just gotta tag along with it and enjoy it so much. I think they sing flawlessly, of course I do, and together as well. I'm impressed how you can sing, how all of you can shine so much while also sounding so impeccable together. Stunning. Um, yeah, absolutely fantastic. It doesn't really have that very memorable melody to it. I guess that's really what holds it back from being among the greatest. Um, so yeah, we'll move on to something that I also think is fantastic, and this mainly comes down to this guy here. Diodato takes a song that by another performer wouldn't have convinced me so much, but with Diodato as the performer, I just feel such a jubilant vibe of the song. When it closes and everything comes in there at the end with all of these can you call them dancers coming into the stage, feels like such an elevation of the song. It feels like it's been leading up to that moment, and the instrumental takes over here. It's very joyous, it's uplifting, hopeful, and it's just one of these songs that fill me with bliss, really. It takes a while to get there, I think. Arrangement wise, it is a bit of a slow burner at first, but Diodato sings it so well and has the perfect stage presence, really. Again, amazing performer that really sells this and elevates it to a degree that I don't think it really should be at, but I love it. I really, really love it. So, yeah, that would be my ninth place. Number 8 will be Manini here with Spettacolare, which sounds we just spoke about Diodato, and I think Spettacolare sounds like a song that Diodato could have sung, and he would have nailed that. Manini does a good job as well, obviously. I'm putting it in 8th place. I think this is a pretty ballad. It has a decently memorable melody to me. I think it's staged beautifully. I think he sings it very well, very convinced by it. I think the instrumental is very strong here as well. I really feel like it's a very complete arrangement altogether, and I leave very satisfied once the song is over because I feel like it's really set out to evoke some kind of emotion in me and take me on a journey. And once it's over, I feel like I've definitely been there and I've enjoyed just taking in all of this emotion that it's delivering. So fantastic. I love Spettacolare. I'm listening to it a lot. I'm also listening so much, so much to Un ragazzo, una ragazza, which is one of the most catchy songs I've heard, I gotta say. Especially like they do this whole choreography. It's not even a choreography, but they just do the fingers, one and one. And it's so catchy. It just adds a layer of memorability to the song, as the hook is very catchy. And still, I think the chorus is probably the weakest part of the song. It might seem crazy because it's so memorable, but the verses are just perfection to me. The instrumental arrangement throughout the verses is superb. I love everything about it. I love how engaging it is. I completely adore the drive of it. So energetic. The instrumentation of it is just stellar, really. The bass walks work so effectively. There's something within the soundstage that just makes it feel so complete and engaging and enjoyable. And the production quality is strong. The vocal delivery is also very convincing, and the performance adds another layer to that as well. I think the charisma is off the charts, and it's simply fantastic. And now I'm moving into six of my favorite songs that I've heard in a long, long time. Like these six, the ones you can see in front of you now, at the bottom here. Words cannot express how much I love these six songs. We'll start with number, like putting these in an order was impossible almost. But I'm gonna start with the Irama here with Tu No. This song is emotionally so hard hitting. I'm gripped by it. I'm grabbed by it so hard. I think the dynamics that it has is something out of this world, truly. His vocal delivery is so emotionally loaded that I listen to every single word and I'm just overwhelmed by the emotion I feel from it. Melodically, it's not the song that really sticks with me the most. It's all about the atmosphere and the emotion that he can bring to the song, and I think he does it so well. And I gotta say, I love this song to bits. It's among the greatest I've heard. Definitely this national final season. I mean, I don't think like there are any songs from the other national finals that come close to these six. Tuno, one of my absolute favorites. It's among the greatest. I love it to bits. Another song that I like. Okay, this one. This one is called Il cielo non ci vuole by Fred de Palma. Yeah, it's this one right here. One of the most catchy songs I've heard. Melodically, so in your face. It's straight to the point. It's very rhythmically engaging, and how it works with the instrumental. They're so in sync. I feel that it's just so like rewarding to listen to. I feel like the playfulness of the arrangement is absolutely there. It's structured so well. It utilizes pausing. It utilizes dynamics. There's something about the tempo of it that's just so constant, and then a complete foot tapper. I've had this song on loop, and I can keep having it on loop, and probably never get tired of it. Honestly, it's just too good. And I thought the performance was superb as well. It came at the end of the show. I watched only the first night of Sanremo, and I didn't really recognize any of the names at the end. And he just came along and he was like, he blew me away. Truly, that's my number five. Things are only getting better, I guess. I like putting these in an order is very difficult, of course, for me. Number four, I'm putting Mr. Rain with Due Altalene with probably the best staging, I would say, out of any song in this year's Sanremo. This whole concept with the swings is a beautiful visual imagery. The color grading on stage is superb. I love the lighting. I think he is a very sympathetic uh, performer. He really sells this song. I feel melodically, it's very pleasant. It flows well. but what really sells it for me is just the overall atmosphere that it has. I think it builds beautifully. It never goes grand. It maintains its mellow tone, and I just love that kind of cozy feeling about it. It's a song that I feel very comfortable with. It's a song that feels kind of like some sort of solace in a way, while also having a lot of sadness to it. It evokes a lot of feelings within me, and I really love it. I feel very, what do you say, not wounded, but fragile listening to it, I guess. It opens me up like that. Yeah. A top three we're gonna have as well. Let's go for one of the most addictive songs of the whole selection, which has to be Diamanti Grezzi, which is so fun to listen to. I can't get enough of it. It's kind of crazy how the song really flows between segments. It's very creatively it has a creative use of dynamics really. I like how the song kind of like plays with presenting different parts of the song and then goes back on its promise to kind of trick you, and then it goes all out for the chorus anyway. Like you have this bridge leading into the choruses that feels like the perfect build, and then everything's dropped, and she starts to like have this kind of more assertive vocal delivery that's very directly in your ear. The instrumental even pauses for the final part of it, and then all out energy of the chorus, catchy melody, great intonation on the melody. The rhythms really stack up nicely here. They combine well. It's so addictive. I think she's a great performer. Everything's a 10 out of 10 on that. And it's my number three of Sanremo this year. And you can see there are two songs left. And number two has to be for me L'amore in bocca by Santi Francesi, which is honestly, here, this is my heart. And this one hit straight through it with some kind of warmth. I felt so vulnerable listening to this. Everything about the delivery of it, the impact of this melody is just so stunning to me. I think the instrumental has this digital vibe to it where the synths really create a very, um, what do you say, like an engaging atmosphere of just an emotional vulnerability that I think is very palpable. Um, Staging wise, it's gorgeous in terms of lighting. The colors really work in their favor. I think they perform it well. His vocals are really just superb for it. They're not extraordinary in any way, but they're personal. They are telling. They are as also quite characteristic and really work in completely selling the emotion that I think this song has behind it. I think it's stunning. Such a well organized composition as well. Instrumentally strong, just very neat. Right up my alley. It's in my personal preference of music. It's right there, and I think this one nails every checks every mark in how to succeed and how to really excel with a song like this. We have one song left. Um, it might be a predictable choice. I do not know, but there's a reason why Sinceramente is so well liked among people, I think, because it's just the perfect pop song, truly. It has the greatest hook I've heard in 2024, period. I haven't heard a hook like this in all of the songs I've listened to this year. This is one that just sticks right in here from the get go. One could consider it a bit repetitive with the constant cuando, or whatever it is. But it's sing along friendly because of it, and it still has variation in melodies, variation in segments that all the time keeps something refreshing through the song. One thing that I think is very underrated about it is how it's so constant in its energy. It never really holds back. If there is a break segment within the song, there's still some underlying energy to it. There's a purpose for the part of the song or the segment, and the overall flow, how the song is tied together by every single segment. I feel like there's just this constant idea of energy within there that just wants the song to progress, wants the song to keep being catchy, keep being memorable, keep being danceable. And I think it just never stops until the song is over. Delivery of it on stage, superb. I think she's fantastic. Vocally, so secure, convincing. Um, and I gotta say, like, obviously the insane catchiness of the song is a standout. But it's also, as I said, probably the best flowing song of the selection as a whole, with very tough competition, of course. But it's just a song that doesn't stop, and it's just an absolute joy to listen to. But if it doesn't win, I don't mind. Like, there are so many good songs in here. I really don't mind. I've loved listening to all of these songs. I've loved taking in Sanremo this year, and I hope you have done as well. This has been a 40-minute long video now, and I hope you understand my love for Sanremo after watching all of this. I thank you for watching all of this. You can see my tier list on the screen right now. If I put your favorite lower than you think, doesn't matter. If you love the song, all the more power to you. And if I don't like the same songs as you do, well, that's just how the world works. It's wonderful that we can have all of these varied opinions about music, regardless of what song you love from Sanremo, or what songs I should probably say. Chances are I like them quite a bit as well, because this selection is, as always, Sanremo is just kind of, it's not what I live for, but you could consider it that. I'm just quickly recapping, I guess, with because maybe you want numbers to indicate what song I place in what position. So number 1 is Sinceramente. Number 2, L'amore in bocca. Number 3, Diamanti grezzi. Number 4, Due altalene. Number 5, Il cielo non ci vuole. Number 6, Tu no. Number 7, Un ragazzo, una ragazza. Number 8, Spettacolare. Number 9, Ti muovi. Number 10, Capolavoro. Number 11, La rabbia non ti basta. Number 12, Autodistruttivo. Number 13, La noia. Number 14, Ricominciamo tutto. Number 15, Ma non tutta la vita. Number 16, Tutta gold. Number 17, Onda alta. Number 18, Fino a qui. Number 19, Fragili. Number 20, Pazzo di te. Number 21, Mariposa. Number 22, Casa Mia. Number 23, Apnea. Number 24, Ipeme tu pete. Number 25, Pazza. Number 26, Tutto qui. Number 27, Finiscimi. Number 28, Vai. Number 29, Click Boom. And number 30, Governo Punk. So yeah, that's everything. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy Sanremo tomorrow. I will hopefully see you very soon again. Have a great one, and bye bye.